where someone is not even sexually attracted to the partner. I feel nothing. Is this something that should actually make me divorce?
They covered their love with so many layers. It's very hard to crack that nut and go back to the love. The fact that you met, you are in love, you gave birth, it's not straight ticket that now you are fully married. Trust me, when you have someone in your house for more than a month, this person becomes part of your family. It's as simple as that. And now you say, anytime you have disputes, you'll have to talk to my mom, you'll have to talk to my dad. But I never married your mom or your dad.
Do you encourage someone to keep staying if they're not okay with this person?
You never married to be okay. You do not have options of husband. Immediately you get into marriage, that option is there, available, for the moment you commit. It's final.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Allsmiles Therapy Center. This is Mental Fitness with the Cameras.
Do you need somebody? A shoulder you can lean on when you're not strong. We're here for you, Allsmiles Therapy.
Thank you so much guys for joining us once more. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell because you'll be notified every time we upload a new video.
Yeah, and we cannot emphasize enough, and also like this video. Here we talk about everything to do with our emotions, because how you think affects how you feel, and how you feel affects how you behave. So here we tackle everything to do with our emotions, all right? And once again, like this video, because this is our new YouTube channel. We want to create a beautiful, healthy YouTube community. So make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel so that we can have these healthy conversations, so that we can help where we can, all right? So once again, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Yes.
Yeah, you see, the best thing about this YouTube channel, you're going to actually learn so much that you even didn't know about yourself. Can you imagine that? Probably the things that happened so many years ago, they're affecting you, but you don't know. And that's why Allsmiles Therapy Center is here to help you discover some of these things.
And we have our best therapist, not only in town but in Kenya. All right, she's been taking us throughout our journey ever since we started back in 2022. There's a lot that we've discovered with our therapist, who we are going to introduce right now. So once again, help me introduce the one and only Triza Kaineki.
You're well.
Thank you. Yes, I'm very much okay.
Good to see you again.
Good seeing you.
Asante sana.
Thank you. Oh,
It's
the
been,
last video was
Amazing.
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you.
Karibu sana kwa
Thank
YouTube
you.
channel ya Allsmiles Therapy.
I'm honored to be here. Yeah.
Thank you. You know, people out there are actually seeing the benefit of, they have started seeing the benefit of going to therapy just because. You know, and that is a good thing. And Allsmiles Therapy is doing an amazing job to make people actually realize who they are and why
Thank
they really
you.
need therapy.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
last time we tackled a very important topic of who are you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who are you? Don't let things define you. Like, you're defined by you being a father, you being a husband, you being a pastor,
Your career.
your career.
Yeah.
But before all these things,
Who are you?
who are you?
Yes. Yeah, so I think the fact that there's a lot happening in the social media right now, and people are actually normalizing some of these things. Let me say normalizing, because I was discussing this with someone and I was like, I think people have actually normalized separation and divorces, including myself, because you also know there's a time I really wanted to go through it.
I know. I do.
Yeah, so I think it's a topic that we need to discuss, right? How does it get there?
Wow.
Yeah.
How does it get
How
there?
does it
Yeah.
get there?
It gets there just as it starts.
Yeah.
So even as we discussed the end, because divorce is end of a marital relationship, Also, we can't just start with the end before we go to, was it started the right way? You know? But even before all that, it's good to let people know that divorce is not the only solution. It becomes the last option when nothing else seems to work, and when it's better you walk back your way than you go 6 feet under. That's very, very important. That's the only time we say now it's an option. So saying it's not the only solution, this means there is so many things we can do about our marital, relationships. So was it started the right way? Was it started the right way? We start with even as simple as premarital. Did you get time to go for premarital counseling? Because most of the time we are marrying and getting to discover people along the way. How well did you get to know your partner before getting into marriage? Did you just get to know how many they are in their family, his name, what he has, his past relationships, you know what we've made as the normal. And just all of a sudden now you are discovering, oh, this person is actually nursing other things in our marriage, So goal setting. People talk about goal setting, they refer back maybe to work institutions, but this is how it should all start in a marriage. Why are we even dating in the first place? Where do we want this to lead us to? So many cases we've seen, people are coming because you are seeing other people when I'm still with you. Cheating, infidelity and all that. And now the question is, was that something you sat down and discussed? That ours is going just to be open or monogamous, or some people they just say they're going to have, I will marry you as my first wife, but and we know for some religion allows that to happen, but expect to have a second, a third, a fourth. Also nowadays I'm seeing things like what you're saying, trying to normalize what is abnormal. That you find you are the love of your life when you're already married. Those things. They're first to stigmatize, to dilute marriage, to lose the identity in marriage, and to normalize something that should not be normalized. Because we've taken marriage more of transactional for convenience. I just want to be Mr. So-and-so, husband to so, or Mrs. So-and-so, I'm a wife to so-and-so. We are marrying for the wrong reasons. Definitely, if you marry short-term, there is expiry date. If you marry short-term, there is an expiry date.
You need to write that down, okay?
Yes. So, why are you with this person? Because Richie is looking this nice, beautiful and all that. What will happen, because you married beauty, the day now she grows, because we all grow, and we are not saying that she will stop being beautiful, but again she will have other beauty. Maybe after giving birth to the fifth born and everything is overwhelming, you don't even have time to, at time we just do not have time to take care of ourselves. And now she has added more weight. You married the petite in her. It has expired. You move on. What do you do when you buy it? Do you continue eating something that is so expired?
That's when the mpango kando comes in and whatever.
Yeah, you need to go and buy the fresh one. When it expires, it expires. Yeah.
Ah, that's so profound.
I know.
Yeah.
So you married short term.
You married short term.
It may expire.
It may expire. You see?
There's something that you've said. Did it start right?
That's the thing.
But Teresa, I thought all marriages start with love. You have even children, then after 21 years, 31 years, we've had couples who have divorced after all this time.
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me that this person discovered 20 years later or 30 years later they had married the wrong person?
Selfishness kicks in. There is a way you've started. When we say how it starts.
Yeah.
All marriages starts with love. That one, I will tell you, it's not the case. Imagine of today meeting someone and you're telling them you love them. Do you think that will be authentic?
It's a lie.
It's a lie. There must be something that attracts you.
Yeah.
Love is what you get after something else, and which is more powerful. In this case, this is what you marry attracts you to the person.
Alright.
I love him. I love how he's talking. You know, it all starts. I mean, it's love.
Yeah.
But we don't wake up and say, like, you've just met someone at the supermarket and I love you. That's a lie.
So love at first sight is
Love is product,
It's product.
of who you are, product of your relationship. We say we have friends, we have colleagues, we have family. All these, they are relationships, yeah? What makes it different, it's the product.
yes.
When you have your brother, yes, you still love them, but the product is we are a brother and a sister, we are siblings. We are friends. That's why you can comfortably have a female friend, a male friend, and you are not married. Does it mean that because he's male, you can't have male friends because you will end up marrying them? No. It's the product of this. How do you define your relationship?
Yeah.
We're just friends, we're just colleagues. Yes, we are in love, which means we are love partners. So that's the product. Now, before now we get to falling in love, because it's a process. If you met, the same night you fell in love, the following day you are married, give it time.
Alright. That's
Yeah.
how you're gonna find out.
Yeah,
And they say, like what you have said, they say things don't go wrong, they start wrong.
they start wrong.
start wrong.
Yes.
So everyone, it's a topic that I'm also trying to understand, you know, because I feel like it has been normalized, like tumekosana kidogo, mimi nimeenda, then never see you again, and that's it. You know, the small arguments. Would you encourage someone to keep staying if they are not okay with this person?
You never married to be okay. Trust me, you will have moments. Even at home, do you know, even you as a parent, you will have moments with your kids.
Yeah.
You are laughing the next minute, you actually do not want to see them, or you are there because you need to discipline them and all. So happens to marriage. So we have different expectations because this is marriage. It's supposed to be in a straight way, very smooth, should all be honeymoon throughout. That's not the case. But again, is just parting ways the only solution? Anytime you have dispute, we are parting ways. Now that's not marriage. The foundation is on threats. If you have someone and they keep saying, I'm leaving now, those are just threats being thrown. It's not stable. Stability and maturity in marriage comes. Here we have an issue. Can we talk about it? Again, we go back. Did you start it right? So what are some of the things that you need to check? Because even we have some people out there who are now dating. Set the goals. Who are we? Get to define yourselves. Let me tell you, today we have people living together. They have 3, 4, 5 kids and they're not married. Maybe one person is married to the other, but the other person is cohabitating.
There's no agreement.
Not even an agreement. In fact, leave alone the church wedding, I don't know, the tradition and all that, but that's part of it. How have you defined you are staying together? The fact that you met, you are in love, you gave birth, it's not straight ticket that now you are fully married. Who do you term yourselves to be? And that's why we will have situations where people break up and one person suffers, the other one maybe moves on, and you come to realize, by the way, you are the person who all through was in marriage. This other person was cohabitating, giving birth, living, having everything they needed, but they were still not ready and not settled for marriage. That's one thing. So have you defined? It's okay. First we say, we have of course the AG, we have the traditional, we have going to church and all that, which is still okay. But again, even if you've not gone through that route, have you had a chance to define who you are? Have you had, like both of you, who exactly are we?
Now that you brought that, it reminds me of someone I know mwenye ni kama wameishi pamoja na wako na watu wawili, maybe I think wanaenda number 3. So the wife, okay, I don't want to call the wife, walianza hiyo cohabitation, like living together. So tukamuuliza like, okay, what are you guys doing? Like, even her, she hadn't really thought about this. So when she went to ask the husband, or the husband in quotes, like, now she wanted to find out like, who are we really? Like, who are we? The guy really tries to evade that question. Like, anamuuliza back like, who do you think you are? Unaget?
Who do you think we are?
Like, who do you think we are? When maswali gani unaniuliza? Attack your discussion at all. So every time she's been trying to bring this conversation, the guy doesn't want to have this conversation, and they already have 2 kids, but the guy really avoids having like, the guy doesn't want to commit or say like, let's do it officially, or like attack hiyo maneno. Like, anaendelea tu kupanga nguo ama kufanya mambo yake. Unafikiria wewe ni nani wewe bana, acha kuniuliza. So what would you advise such?
We don't advise, but again, no, it's still okay. You really need to ask the other person to be serious. Then that means there is also a lapse in your communication, because if you are asking and they are pretending not to listen to you, then that is an answer as it is. If I keep quiet, I also do not know who you are. So when they throw the question back to you to define who you are, yes, just get to know, I am a lady who is attracted to you, and we have sexual relationship, giving 4, 2, 3, 1 kid, and we are in this setup. It's all transactional. And
don't expect me to
commit you like you are my husband or you are my wife. And that's why when they go out there, you are asking them as who. You need to define your relationship. I mean, when it's all started wrong, do you get to define? Fine, for maybe some reasons, you may not have had a chance or a privilege to start the church way, or the religious way, or maybe through the AG or the traditional way. But who exactly are you? Because that's not what defines your marriage. That comes in, of course, to give it credibility, certification, and all that. But who exactly are you? Because even divorce, people are divorcing either way. Who exactly are you? That's number one, the goals. Did you agree how you're going to deal with disputes when they happen? Because when now you say, anytime you have disputes, you'll have to talk to my mom, you'll have to talk to my dad. But I never married your mom or your dad. So who are you? That's number one. If you've defined and how you're going to deal with it. Also, have you agreed on finances? That's still another thing that is causing high rise of divorce. And when you talk of finances, people just think about bring yours, I bring mine. Think even in a case where one of you, maybe they've lost their job. In a case where today you are earning more than her, tomorrow she'll be earning more than you. Because those are things. Will you get to a level where now you will feel, because, and we've seen this by the happening, where for ladies, now because you are earning more, you feel, I need to maybe associate with other, you see, again, short term, which means you married as per the status quo.
That time.
As it per that time. Now that have grown up the career, and all that. So I feel I should have married another CEO, maybe in a different firm. Or maybe that's not the case. I am still okay with it. But now the man, because we've seen also scenarios where you grow, you are not getting support from your husband. Why? They feel the more I support you, the more you grow in your career. And now to them, that's a threat. About the ego. So have you defined money off your marriage? Or have you allowed money to define who you are? If you're boss at work, are you boss at home? Because you shouldn't. It's okay, you can be in the highest office we know of. You can be earning this much, whether a man or woman, but who are you at home? Are you the wife and the mother? Remember, again, we go back to defining who you are, or you take your being the boss back there. You now want your husband or your wife to act as your subordinate because you are bringing the biggest cake. That's so, again, finances. Also, about the love triangles, did you talk about it? That I am getting in knowing that I am the first and the last. Both sides. Nowadays, we can never say it's only one side. Did you define that? That us, we are the first and the last. That means, because again, have seen scenarios, but you're still my wife, or you're still my husband, you know? You're still my wife. It's only that I'm bringing a second one. So this does not take your position. Nothing like that. Let's just get to talk about it. We've gone to a level that we are now normalizing. That you can even have more than 3 because you're able to cater for the first one. In this case, you become the first. But was that part of the goals that you set?
So it wasn't defined.
If it wasn't defined, then you leave room for anything that comes in. You see, that's why we are saying when you start it wrong, you've not shared your expectations. Then you leave room for whatever happens. No wonder all the conflicts. Why? Because I've grown up seeing my dad. I also grew up in a polygamous family. Have also even my uncle, even my great grandpa, and all that. And you are wondering how comes 20 years later it's when you are realizing that this needs to happen. But you see, is there anywhere you agreed? Because now it means you are running your marriage just like they did in their. Did you agree that you are going to have a marriage like the one your parents had and not my parents, and why? Or is this our marriage? Let's define it. Then again, we also have family. Nowadays, family is contributing more. And when I'm talking about family, in this case, I'm referring to in-laws. Because when 2 people come together, there is in-laws both sides, you know. They're also contributing. So do you get to set clear boundaries? At what point are you your mother's son or your father's daughter? And at what point are you my wife or are you my husband? Most cases is have decided to divorce him, then he can be with the mom. You can imagine, or then she can be with the dad. Really, it's not meant literally like that, but you feel, you as a man, do you feel like you're competing for love with your wife's brothers? And not just male figure, with their family. How many are you seeking for her attention or for his attention? How do you define this before marriage? How are you going to work with our in-laws? We have cases where in-laws will come and pay us a visit. Have you defined when they come to visit, we are going to host them for this long? Of course, I know with this, because people will say we are Africans, they're coming to college here in Nairobi, so I need to have them for 4 years in my house. Trust you me, when you have someone in your house for more than a month, this person becomes part of your family. It's as simple as that. For more than a month, this person is part of the family. So did you agree, apart from maybe our house managers, who are part of our families, you know, we are also going to have additional family members as we go on. Or all of a sudden you are here trying to bring up your kids, then you have a teen. You've never parented a teen, but a teen has come because they are schooling here. Now they need to stay with you. And again, we've defined the time period. It's for more than a month. I mean, Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4.
That's 4 years.
This person is part of your family.
Sure.
This is quote unquote like you've just adopted someone else. How are you going to deal with this new member in your family? Maybe you grow your resource capacity as you increase, you know, pole as you're growing your family, but all of a sudden now you have a grown man, 32 years, who has come to stay with you as they are waiting and job hunting within month 1, month 2. This person is part of your family. Did you ever define this? How are we going to be? Because let me tell you, this is still something else. You can never, and now you see, this will always bring in some conflict. Who are you going to serve? You have 2 men in the house.
I've seen this,
You have 2 women in the house. And by the way, we are saying this with all due respect because we host them, our relatives, but you know, we can still support them, but at a distance. Do we create that safe boundaries? Do you know you don't have to have them in your house? If you must support them, you can even get them a house somewhere else. Empower them to be on their own, unless you've sat and agreed that now, because my mom is unwell or this is happening, we are going to have her in the house
Yes.
for more than a month. This is part of your family. So have you also factored in, if it's maybe every kid in the family, they have their own bedroom, they also need to have their own bedroom. Have you factored in their budget in that family? So any holiday, you know, everything you do, they are part of you. Because if you fail to provide for them, it's not you who is related with them, blood relation, it's the other person who now becomes the poison.
And now you divorce?
Definitely, trouble starts from there because they are poison to who? Information goes back home. Even here, it's Rechi who controls. Kemo has no say. He's only, you know, talking out there. I wish you'd know in the house. This person you have you sat down with them to let them know, yes, I'm the one who calls shots in this house, and this is how we want it to be. The same goes when we talk about families, not even them coming to stay with us. How defensive are you when it comes to your partner and your family? You know, at time it can be, you just want them to be authentic. Even when they are with your family members, they just want to be authentic. Just because it's Christmas time and everyone anafunga leso, and I don't feel like, really doesn't have to be a big issue.
It doesn't.
Or do you also join the people the other side? Hawezi funga leso huyu, hawezi peel potato, you know those things. Like there is something that we've so normalized that when, especially now, of course I am not into ladies because I'm one, but one of the qualities of a good wife, you must be able to cook for your in-laws, to wash for them. And I'm not saying that we should not do that, but if you actually don't do that in your house, how is it if you don't even do it at your parents' house? And you know the reason why we don't do it, we already here. There is a reason why we maybe have someone assisting us to do it in the house. Then why do I need to come and an entire Christmas I'll only rest at 6 p.m. because I was taking care of everyone, cooking that I don't even cook. By the way, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but you know we can always get a solution. It's okay. By the way, we can cook. Can we get someone who can come and assist as we are catching up? We'll also assist them. You know, minji unatoa here and there. Like, can you be at convenience? Can we make our partners feel at home when they come visiting? Or must we make them feel, you know, you must do this? And the same also applies to the other side. Of course, I know some people will say, oh, tradition says when you go to her place, you should not spend there. When you do this, you should not, you know, a lot of things. But again, it comes a time. The much you can say is that it comes a time when we are even bringing the walls down. We want to create a more safe environment. When you even come to my places, Kemu, you don't have to be in your suit because you are at Othoni's. Hata kifagio hawezi chukua hapo upatilishie ama you get what I'm saying. But again, do you always feel as comfortable like how it is when you go to your own? Because that's how it should be. Then again, as partners, because we don't choose the family where our partners they are coming from.
So Teresa, there's a question that I've always asked myself. Why is it that we have so many divorces happening right now comparing with our parents' time? It has been a debate. You know, many people saying our parents walikuwa submissive, hata wakichapwa bado walikuwa na kaa. Is that one of the reasons why we didn't have divorces during our parents' time?
Really.
Why do you think?
Because even some, they still divorced. It's only that the number is not as high as today. First, what are we watching? If today you even open your wall on IG or even Facebook, I'm sure before you get to the 10th post, there will be something about maybe separation and divorce, or about me and my next lover. Are you getting? Or about me wanting not to be with this person, or about our issues. First, we are in the era of social media. Many marriages, they are made because of social media pressure. Because I see Rechi like this, I am actually looking for Rechi in my marriage. That's number one. Secondly, there is something we call resilience that's no longer there. If you go back, to how things are happening. If you are to project, it will even be more worse for our kids. When we are now to go back where we are coming from, into even the kids that we are giving birth to. Why? Because we got a lot of unprocessed issues that we take to marriage. One thing I say is, in a scenario where someone is maybe in their third, fourth marriage, one of the things that we ask for, is it possible we see the photos of your first, your second, your third, and your fourth? Let me tell you, and just think outside the box, yeah? Without mentioning names. Like, let me just give an example. Maybe musicians, there is maybe one, I'm just saying maybe one that is known to have many of them, maybe not from Kenya or something. But if you put all the ladies, there you will find some similarities. Take another person, put maybe all the men, you will find some similarities. Now the question is it a coincidence? Have you ever like encountered a scenario where someone tells you, but they have seen the person you are replaced with na anakuka, or his taste ni kama inakaa? You know those things that we normalize. Psychologically, this person, there is something they are looking for short term. Because and I'm sure you've also heard of this, that men will marry quote unquote their mothers, as women will also marry their fathers. It's until when you are more aware. Why? Because there is a miss, or maybe a figure, or how your mom used to cook. When you visit her and she cooks the same, does it? Unconsciously, there is some attraction of a certain kind that you get. Maybe they are all petite women, maybe they are all light women, maybe they are all dark skinned, maybe all the men they are, you know? Are you getting? Or just when you do your statistic, I'm not saying all by the way, but I'm saying most. This means there is something that you are looking for, which first is not a real love. There is up to the much you can do with your dad. So if I'm marrying because I had an absentee dad, and so my husband is coming to fill in a void. Remember, it's good to say we marry to complement. There is who I am. Good to say you are a whole as a person. Yes, we say we that's why we don't say 1/2 plus half is equal to 1. In marriage they say 1 plus 1 is 1. We complement. But when you marry to fill in a void, anytime, not necessarily an absentee mom that you are marrying to fill in that void. It could be your mom was there all through, but this is the figure you know, you never processed. Did you have the right attachment styles? Babas, they're called what? Mama's boys. In a way, the attachment becomes too much that it's so unhealthy that everything in the woman you marry, you are looking for your mom in it. When they don't cook like your mom,
it's a problem.
When they say, no, today we are eating what our house manager has prepared and your mom used to cook, that's an issue. You are not a woman or a wife enough. Because there is something, and you know, at times, these things, they're done unconsciously. Ask yourself, let me use something that is so prevalent, addiction. You will find if your dad was somehow alcoholic, your husband
will be
or is already one.
Alcohol.
I'm not saying all, but
Some.
there is such. Why? Because unconsciously, this is what, even us, we are parents, this is what you presented to your son. That is a dad taking alcohol, or to your even daughters taking alcohol, being there, and you are seeing me come stagger and I'm doing all these things, is not a problem. So when I'm marrying, who is this husband who is not like my dad? What we do not know is at time you get attracted to the traits of your parents or of your caretaker, because either way, either we had our biological parents, we had our adopted parents, we were brought up in a children's home or by other people, but most of the time you will marry that person if you are not looking to fill in a void. Now, how long will you honeymoon with your dad? Like now, Kimo, how long will you honeymoon with your mom in bed?
Yeah.
You know, it will get to a point you can never be sexually aroused with this person. Because this is your mom. You know, after the honeymoon episode, you start realizing, and this happens unconsciously. I'm here with my dad, Rich. There is up to the match.
Yeah.
So you will be okay. You know, we are finding marriages of today when people are even breaking up and you are wondering, but we saw them the other day and they were still okay. So you mean we had issues? I am not saying this could be one of the causes. But again, if you married wrong, you married to fill in a void, not to complement. You married because everyone in your circle, that time they're getting married or they're already married. If you married whoever is going to come next, I am okay with it. So there is something you're already filling in. Then after filling in, what happens? It's short-lived, you know, because you've already achieved. It's what we say, maybe the heat of the moment. Immediate gratification, and then later you realize, oh my goodness, this is not the man of my type, this is not the woman of my type. And your type, it's because you are looking for your mom who was both at work and all that, but you realize, I want it more easy with me. Maybe I married that unhealthy emotional attachment because my mom was rules. Have you eaten? Have you done homework? Have you taken shower? Have you done this? Are we going to church? Why are you not prepared? So when you met the first time, and where are you? I wait for you for how long? Where are we meeting? Are you seeing the threads? That's what got you hooked up. The same authoritative, you know? And now immediately you realize, oh my goodness, the pressure is just too much. And I'm not saying just for women, it can be either way. So that could be one of the reasons. So you've asked about why and today. First, people have made marriage to be just transactional. What happens when you go to ATM machine, you are there and insufficient funds? Do you keep on forcing or you just leave?
Just leave.
There is no effort towards our marriage. It's not love that diminishes. It's good to define that. It's only that a lot of things come in. So if the love is like this, doesn't mean that now it reduces, but it means it's still like this, but with other layers of responsibilities. I am now paying school fees earlier. You see, more because where you started, that love is still there, but with other layers. Other layers. So which efforts are we supposed maybe to put in? Let's start unpacking all the layers pole. Do we make school fees put us apart? Can we just have communication? Do we make our career? Because, you know, when you do that, again, you are left as how you are because you still have your love here. It's always okay. Why? When you talk about school fees, what you paid last year is not what you are paying today. So why are we taking the short terms and the temporary things to come and be permanent, to cover our marriage in a permanent way? We are building, but within no time, we will not be building. So what do you do? Other than we allow it to come and cover up, can we have another ball? We started here. Can we come up with strategy? Do you know you can be with your wife and you get to define, first, we are lovers. That's okay. We are parents. We are now, we do business or we are doing this. Even opening a WhatsApp group for everything can actually save marriage. I know when I'm talking to him, asking for shopping, the WhatsApp I will use.
For shopping.
For shopping. Because when you mix all the issues...
your point.
No, this one does not even read WhatsApp messages.
No, but that's very, very important. That's so profound, what you've said.
Yes, for just both of you. You know, you have several, because how are you expecting? You are all stressed with school fees. The same WhatsApp, you want to send them Valentine flowers. Where are we going for dinner? I mean, the previous ilikuwa, about school fees or about how I don't like the way you come in late. We mix issues. we get carried away by short-term and temporary
So let's
things that are
separate
coming.
them.
What about when you separate them?
So that you know, I'm
Remember who you are.
talking to the career. Okay, we work together. Like
Yes,
we work
now
together.
here we are business
I'm
people.
talking to my business partner.
Exactly.
But on this one, I'm talking to my lover.
Yes.
This one, I'm talking to the father of my kids.
Now you are parents. You have your parenting WhatsApp where
Yeah.
it's you, the husband, and the wife. Here it's where we parent.
Yeah.
We talk about shopping, we talk
Wow.
about school fees, we talk about kids' clothes,
Yes.
we talk about our kids and the gifts they want.
Wow.
Are we doing that? We
I
are
think
going
we better.
I
adopt
think we
that.
we
Me, I'm
better.
like, but that's an amazing
Me, I'm open
idea.
for that.
So that
It
you
will
address
save a
the
lot
same,
of
in the same nini unaniaddress,
Yes.
unaniambia vituko nini hapo.
You just can't.
Alafu
You
hapa
just
chini
can't.
unaniambia I love you. What?
How? How? When you keep quiet in all the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Yeah.
you know. No, in this case, it's just one WhatsApp. So when you keep quiet, are you seeing how we've taken, I mean, life is not easy. Let's just agree.
Yeah.
So what we do, we are covering our love with so many layers on top, other than having, this is for school fees. Can you talk about school fees?
Here.
If during payment of school fees is when we have issues, can we learn how to deal with it? Or can we just have, what you are saying, we open our branches now as a family because we are one, as a couple. One branch is us as lovers. Number one, we have us as parents, us as this, us as this. Then get to define, out of maybe 10, 7, which one is not working? Because even marriage is an ecosystem of so many things. This office, as it is where we are seated, we have electricity, we have carpet, we have a lot of things. Trust you me, if one is not working, or if water just flows in and it floods, do you think we will continue because it's just the flow that is not working? But why do you also want to treat our marriage like that? What will you do? We will first start by, exactly, we remove the water and we go on.
Yeah.
Does that mean that now the walls, they are spoiled because the water, you know? Are you getting?
Yes.
But what is happening to our marriage? One organ or one branch of our marriage fails to work, which is okay and normal. Even the country, we are facing crisis.
Yeah.
But what do? We sum it all, the entire marriage is not working.
We don't hama Kenya. Kenya ikikaa saa hii tuko
We
bado.
will be here. How come we are still resilient, even with the taxes and so many things that are happening? But what about when you define? And when you're defining, please remember also to put the in-laws somewhere, to put your career and finances. Now get to identify which of our ecosystem doesn't work. There are this 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we first concentrate on the ones that are working? Are you saying? Trust you me, we have people married and they are still okay, but they will tell you the things, they've been ups and down.
Yeah.
But why? Because in a way, maybe not even defining and having different WhatsApp group, but they were able to navigate. Why? Because they still knew we need each other. I need to be loved, I need to love. Even regardless of what is happening. What do I mean? You remove the issues from the marriage. That at time you can be here, you are hugging each other and looking at your financial crisis there. You remove it. That's why we always say, we always talk of a dad chair. When you come for marriage counseling, we will always be there. The therapists, we don't count them, so we'll have you, we'll have chemo, and we'll always have another dad chair. Because this is marriage counseling. You are one person, you are one person. But the two came, they became one. So this is my client. And we always make it clear.
Yes.
This is my client.
Yes.
You are the foundation.
Yeah.
This is a shell. Whatever you want to put in, you can decide we crush it.
Yeah.
How do you want to crush it? We crush it like this. We just divide it into 2, which is what people are going into nowadays.
Yeah.
Or smash it.
Exactly, smash it and it's not there, nowhere, no traces, you know. Or do you want, it's okay, it's an empty shell. We start rebuilding on it. And please note, I'm talking of rebuilding. When we have issues, let's learn how to rebuild, because when we just start masking, ni hapa tu, tunataka ni mwanya, we just want to cover. You know, let me tell you, a time will come. Itaporomoka. What do I mean by rebuilding? Getting to identify where the issue is. I am not okay with your sister. Can you stop emotions of, but this is my sister. I mean, you married me, or I married you with her. Can you just think, what is it that is not working with my sister or your brother? Can we put them there And now as a couple, a couple, we now address our issue as two people. Trust you me, two are better than one. But what is happening, just because now I feel you are financially okay, you can be out with your boys, you can't go watch football, you can do this because there is extra money, you must be with a woman.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What about when you just pick up and you let the person know your fears? I know now we have some money, and my fear is other women out there might see you and maybe come for my money. You know, you'll even change the scenario to be more romantic for this person.
Yeah.
Why can't you just make that call and let them know how you feel? Why do we need to create? And not just for wife and husband, even the other way. So first, resilience. But again, I agree with you. We have situations where we get to it and we say, yes, first, divorce is not the only solution, and it's not a solution. But it's an option. When the only other option left is either you walk out of marriage or you are 6 feet under.
So what you're saying, Teresa, is that many marriages can be saved by rebuilding.
By rebuilding, yes.
And trying to realize this is where the problem is. Let's try and sort it out first. So does that mean that there are so many people out there who have been fast in making that particular decision as we come to the end of this?
Yes, because that's what we are presented with. You know, when you have headache, what do you go and buy?
Panadol.
Yes, unaona. And you know, Panadol is actually a brand, you know. But hata ukiwa pale, and maybe you'll be given a different brand, but what do we tell them? Hey, nipe Panadol. In fact, the next question is, do I take 2 or 1? Do I take 2 times 3?
Now they're even selling you 2.
You see?
Yeah.
Exactly. This is the available, like it has been normalized that when we have issues, there is a way out. Let me tell you, if you're in marriage, because we know we have a way out.
There's even a maramoja, so very fast.
Very
Maramoja.
fast, and you are out. And you're just there left wondering, what? Even our wedding clothes, like we came in our vitenge, hata hatujavaa tena, sasa hata utaivaa aje na waliachana, you know? And why? Because it's been normalized that, by the way, if it's not working, it's just not working.
It's not working.
Just
it's not
jump over.
Take maramoja, man.
I am a psychologist, and can I tell you, 80% of counseling, especially after divorce, they are all full of regrets.
Why did they do it?
Maybe this is something someone can get, and maybe that's what they are contemplating even now, and full of regrets because it just started with an argument, maybe over just a cup, that grew into 2 days, 3 days of not talking. Within this, a week, 2 weeks of not talking, what are you doing? You are creating a gap of filling in more details. By the time you are going to talk back about why did you serve me tea without sugar, you have a lot of things, because even the day after that they went, they never came back home. The day after that they called the mother, or the brother called you.
The in-laws come in.
The secondary issues, they are so much that you two, you just forgot you only met. Nyinyi wawili tu. Hao wengine, it was introduction.
It's a kirindi.
It's a kirindi. And you pull his family and your family, you pull from each other. You don't go to cobweb with the parent. You pull. It's you who is born there who cobwebs with them. This is my grandma, this is my shosho, this is everyone. But from my spouse, he should pull that from me. Because it comes here. But what do? You called auntie, the grandmother, everyone, things are not working. Are you getting? And I'm not saying it's bad, but imagine it all started secondary. Now we are even dealing with that level things. In the process, there is another kid who was born somewhere. There is justification. We are not in talking terms for 2 months. That's how this came to be. In the process, there is permanent damage. How do you deal with that? Like a minute thing. What about?
Ilianza na ile kikombe.
Ilianza na hii. What about if you go back kwa zile WhatsApp? Ni hii ya kikompe. This was now us as lovers, but us as business, us as parents, it's still working. Can I first push on what is working? Trust you me. Even what is not working, automatically itajileta tu. Then do we get to sort our issues? So Rachel, to answer you, I would say 90% of today's divorce cases, they would not have taken place. And maybe they are full of regret. Have had people say, grass is greener. But also, I like now the statement, where you've not watered it. That's what now you are seeing happening. Or I don't know, when I'm married, I'm admiring people who are single. When I was single, I was admiring married couples. Let me tell you, divorce, if only they would be so sincere, so many people, they are in regret. People will come with a list and they're like, I wish I did this. I wish I did this. Because you now realize whatever made you separate only deserved some boundary. Maybe I'm not talking, and you know, it's still okay, but then it's part of self-care. I'm not talking to you. You know, it's not like I'm not talking to you now, I'm your enemy. That doesn't mean that you're breaking up. And you see, one thing that people should always think, it's never that serious by the end of the day. Me not talking to him, haimaanishi we are now separating. It's okay, I can allow you time, I can take my time, but hey, up to when nipatie siku, me I'm tired of kunyamaza. Do we talk next week? Ama, you see, you just start from nowhere. Can we just embrace effective communication?
I have so many questions. You know, so many questions because I have interacted with so many women. I have interacted with so many men who have actually contemplated divorce because it gets to a point where someone is not even sexually attracted to the partner, which I tend to think, is this something that should actually make me divorce this person? Because you see, there's nothing, like I feel nothing these days when he touches me, nothing completely. So that does it mean that has built, that developed with time because of the things that they've not tried to rebuild, or how does it work?
Yeah, because they covered their love with so many layers. So definitely, by the time, it's very hard to crack that nut and go back to the love. Other than having small, you know, nuts here and there, this is for this, they were just covering the love. Have said, if it starts like this, it never shrinks. It will remain like this. What happened is now layers start forming. That's why, because before you get to me, emotionally, I need to be sure that school fees is paid. We have food in the house. Are you seeing? Other than knowing now, we go back to the WhatsApp group. This is me as a lover. And I am okay there. It all starts in the mind before even anything else.
Amazing. So thank you so much, Teresa. And we are so happy to have you here.
Most welcome.
We really do appreciate. Kemo, there's something you want to say?
No. I think this is not something that we can even be able to exhaust. Maybe we're also going to make a series out of this because it's so wide and there are so many things that should be discussed. Like this video. Teresa, we really appreciate you.
Most
Thank you so
welcome.
much. It was so informative. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and we want
you.
to believe that your marriages, your families will be healed out of this YouTube channel that has an amazing cause.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Teresa, you had something to put in short?
No, let's work in and for our marriages.
So kitu umesema nitalamba glucose, kimbia nayo.
Yes.
Ukikimbia nayo ukiona umelamba imekataa. That is the last option.
That's the last option. Do you divorce your kids, by the way?
No, you don't.
So why are you divorcing your?
Yeah, do you get to a point you're not my kid? So it's the same.
I have options, but Teresa, I have options of husbands, but I don't have option of kids.
You do not have options of husband. Immediately you get into marriage, that option is there, available before. The moment you commit,
That's it.
it's
That's
final.
the end of it.
Yes.
So guys, divorce is the last option. Last option. Yani imekataa kabisa. And before we conclude imekataa, tafadhali visit Allsmiles Therapy Center. Ndio ukuje tukukonkludie. Okay, well, hatuta kukonkludia ndio ujue. Let's just try save marriages, ama?
That's true.
Yeah, let's save these marriages. Sini sawa? So guys, up until next time, this is Mental Fitness with the Camores. See you next time.
Do you need somebody? A shoulder you can lean